Hello, everyone. Welcome to Japan Journey. On this channel, we introduce Japan's rich history and unique culture in a fun and easily understandable way. With each episode, we delve deep into various aspects of Japanese history and culture. We hope you'll enjoy this journey with us. Now, without further ado, let's dive right in.
This time, we want to focus on the samurai, but spotlight an enigmatic aspect of them. When you think of a samurai, swords and armor might immediately come to mind. But let's pose a curious question here. What was the real reason the samurai didn't use shields? The term samurai is widely recognized as a word representing the warrior class of Japan. Its etymology comes from the word to serve, indicating their original role serving royalty and nobility. Samurai held high pride and honor, and many of their tactics and weapon handling were distinctive. In this video, we will focus on the intriguing question. Why didn't the samurai use shields? Was it because their swordsmanship and physical skills were highly advanced, and they did not need shields? Or was there another reason? While interweaving interesting stories about samurai tactics and weapons, we will thoroughly elucidate this question. Once upon a time in the lands of Japan, samurai were known for their bushido spirit and unique martial arts. However, the reason they didn't use shields is not as widely known. So, let's unravel this mystery together. Before the era of the samurai, specifically during the Heian period, there were warriors who used shields. However, as the Heian period came to an end and the era of the samurai emerged, the use of shields ceased. This was because the nature of weaponry and tactics had changed. During the Sengoku period, some samurai fought using large swords or spears. The tactics of this era focused on speed and agility, making the heavy and cumbersome shields a disadvantage. Furthermore, the samurai developed a technique known as the two-sword style. This allowed one hand to hold a sword while the other held a different sword or a dagger, leaving no room to hold a shield. Additionally, the mountainous terrain of Japan was another factor that made the use of shields inconvenient. Carrying heavy shields would rob them of mobility and restrict tactical freedom. The martial arts and swordsmanship of the samurai emphasized one-on-one combat. They gauged their distance with the enemy while aiming for a quick counterattack, requiring quicker movements than holding a shield would allow. For these reasons, the samurai chose tactics that didn't involve holding a shield. Understanding the tactical changes of this period is incredibly interesting when it comes to comprehending just how unique the samurai's tactics were. Their way of fighting was more than just tactics, reflecting the culture and values of that era. As you may have felt before, unraveling the mysteries of history is very captivating. By exploring how the samurai's tactics changed, we can find greater depths in Japanese history. Traveling back in time, we notice a distinctive feature of the samurai: their tactical choice to forego shields in battle. Let's delve deep into the key figures and events behind this unique tactic. Firstly, we turn our gaze to the Heian period. During this time, many warriors were utilizing shields. However, towards the end of the Heian era, the weapons and tactics of the samurai began to shift. Spearheading this transformation were the leaders of the warrior clans and their innovative approaches. Among them, Minamoto no Yoritomo stands out. He developed new strategies, teaching his warrior clan the art of fighting without shields. By not carrying shields, the warriors could move more swiftly and flexibly, enhancing their skills in one-on-one combat. As we enter the Sengoku period, many warlords began adopting this new tactic. Notable figures such as Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu further evolved this tactic, making shieldless fighting the new norm on the battlefields of Japan. During this period, the dojo, a place where samurais could hone their unique swordsmanship and martial arts, emerged. This allowed samurais to further refine their expertise. practicing the art of shieldless fighting on a daily basis. The Sengoku era is also known as a particularly turbulent time in Japanese history. On the battlefields of this period, numerous samurais waged fierce battles. The tactic of fighting without a shield brought increased speed and mobility to the samurais, paving the way for success on the battlefield. This change in tactics represented more than just a military judgment. It illustrated how Japanese society and culture were influenced by military strategies. By abandoning shields and adopting new tactics and techniques, the samurais altered the very essence of warfare. Thus, the tactic of the samurais not using shields originated with Minamoto no Yoritomo, and evolved further under the guidance of warlords like Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu. This turned out to be a pivotal moment that shaped significant instances in Japanese history. The tactic of samurai not using shields goes beyond a mere choice on the battlefield. It deeply entrenched effects in the history and culture of Japan. Initially, warriors were fighting using shields, but as time progressed, they prioritized speed and mobility. This choice represents a shift in the tactics and philosophy of the samurai, accompanying the advancement of technology. By abandoning the use of shields, samurai gained time and space to hone new martial arts, such as dual wielding and swordsmanship. This allowed them to execute strikes that were incredibly fast and effective. Furthermore, being free from the weight of the shield improved their mobility. This tactical shift also influenced not only the battlefield but also culture and arts. For instance, sword-making flourished as a combination of technology and art, and its beauty and functionality are highly valued as Japanese crafts. Moreover, the proud and spiritual nature of the samurai is also associated with this tactical change. The change in tactics by the samurai also impacted Japanese society and its values. In education, teachings that respected individual skill and pride were handed down to children. This reflects the samurai honing individual skills within their tactics, and taking pride in that expertise. Moreover, this tactical change can be considered a kind of revolution in the history of Japanese warfare. Combat without shields allowed warriors to move faster and more effectively. This changed the face of warfare, giving birth to new tactics and strategies. The choice of the samurai not using shields was more than just a tactical adaptation. It exerted a significant influence on Japanese culture, arts, and society, shaping the lives and values of the people of that time in Japan. Well folks, it's time for a bit of trivia. While samurai did not use shields in their offense and defense on the battlefield, there are several fascinating facts and backgrounds behind this. Firstly, one of the reasons samurai did not employ shields was because they enhanced their skills in swordsmanship and archery. By not holding a shield, they could use both hands freely, enabling the advancement of techniques. Moreover, the terrain of Japan can be cited as another reason why samurai did not use shields. The mountainous terrain in Japan often made tactics involving shields disadvantageous. The samurai developed techniques to attack while moving swiftly. What's even more interesting is the armor worn by the samurai. The armor of the samurai served to protect them from swords and arrows, making shields unnecessary. As a result, the samurai were able to move nimbly. Lastly, the philosophy and spirituality of the samurai also influenced the reason for not using shields. The samurai embraced the philosophy of Ito-ryu, which aims to defeat the enemy with a single strike. Therefore, tactics that focused on offense and did not involve holding a defensive shield were adopted. How was it? These trivias about samurai tactics and equipment will help in gaining a deeper understanding of Japanese history and culture. See you in the next trivia time. The true reason why samurai did not use shields is quite intriguing, isn't it? In this episode, we learned that the absence of shields promote the improvement of swordsmanship and archery techniques, and that the terrain of Japan posed a disadvantage to the use of shields. Moreover, the armor worn by the samurai already provided sufficient protection, negating the necessity for shields. Furthermore, the philosophy of Ito-ryu, or one-sword school, molded the samurai's aggressive tactics. This allowed the samurai to focus on a goal of defeating their enemies with a single blow. Through this information, we have gained a deeper insight into the tactics and equipment of Japanese samurai.
Thank you for joining us today in exploring Japan's rich history and culture. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our next adventure. Let's experience another meeting of history and heart at Japan Journey. Until next time, goodbye.